What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So we're getting another Silent Hill film. New movie Return to Silent Hill, releasing in theaters January 2026. Now, while this, I think for some may be good news, with the date not that far out, but if the fact that this is just now getting announced, I was gonna say released, getting announced for a January 2026 date, I mean, that's not that much time to put this together and put out there. Usually you'd have a much longer runway to put a film in place once it's been announced. So unless there's something in this article that is going to explain as to why they think they can make this timeline, I would be interested to know, because I think we have less than 6 months, just shy of 6 months before January 2026. So that's a tight timeline to get a movie in place, whether that's the financing, script, post production, finalize it, marketing, get it out there. I mean, you want to have enough marketing out there to to get the audience aware this film is going to be coming. I mean, yeah, we're reviewing an article 6 months ahead of January 2026, but my point is how much more information are we going to get between now and then, right? It's a very short window when you think about movies, because sometimes we hear or start seeing tidbits about movies a year or so in advance of a release date. So let's jump into these article details, see what we could or may be expecting for Return to Silent Hill. All right, so let's jump into it. In addition to The Toxic Avenger on August 29th and Silent Night, Deadly Night on December 12th, the Cineverse and Blade discussing the theatrical release slate for the upcoming months also includes Return to Silent Hill, the brand new Silent Hill movie from director Christoph Gaines, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. The newest chapter in the Silent Hill movie franchise will be released in theaters January 23rd, 2026, courtesy of Iconic Events releasing Deadline First, announced this morning. Jeremy Irvine stars as James, a man broken after his relationship with the love of his life, Mary, ends. When a mysterious letter from her calls him back to Silent Hill, he finds a once recognizable town transformed by an unknown evil. It's always that. It's always something unknown. While James desperately searches for Mary, he encounters terrifying creatures and begins to unravel the mystery of what happened to the town. But as he descends deeper into the darkness, the secrets he uncovers lead to horrifying truth, and James finds himself struggling to hold on long enough to save his one true love. Well, if he's already, so let's go back up to the top. A man broken after his relationship with the love of his life, Mary, ends. So are we saying just the relationship ended, or she ended? Meaning she's no longer about, so otherwise how is he going about saving her? So now, unless the relationship was just an end and she stayed in the town, he moved on, now he's drawn back to the town, and now something's happened to her, he finds her, now he needs to save her. So maybe that's the best synopsis I just gave, except for what we just read, because again, it's always some unknown evil, right? It's always something. I mean, come on, you don't have a whole town just completely fall with some sort of evil presence taking over it, and no one has like anything to know about it. It just happens like snapping your fingers, and it just completely changes. Come on. Hannah Emily Anderson also stars in Return to Silent Hill. Gaines, who also directed the 2006 feature film adaptation of Silent Hill, wrote the script for the new movie alongside Sandra Vaughan and William Joseph Schneider. This will be the third official Silent Hill live-action movie, coming in the wake of Gaines' directed Silent Hill in 2006 and 2012 sequel Silent Hill Revelation, directed by M.J. Bassett. Yeah, I mean, it's been a minute. I think I'm wondering when we're gonna break this trend of, and you guys, I haven't said this in a while, but break this trend of constantly going back to the well, and really just tapping it dry. I mean, 2012 was the last time we had a film like this, and here it is, 2025, right? So 13 years later, they're now adding another film to this. I feel like, again, we keep going back to the well on other franchises that have been, I don't want to say abandoned, but put on the shelf to say, yep, we're done with that, only for, I think, someone to say, hey, let's sit around the table, we have no ideas. Well, what movies have we done? Oh, we've done those. What was the last time we did a sequel? Oh, it's been that long. let's do a sequel to it because we have no other ideas. I'm not saying this is going to be a bad movie. That's not what I'm saying at all. All I'm saying is I would love to understand the rationale, and I would love to sit in on one or a few of those conversations as to what's the rationale to going back to a franchise or film to say, hey, it's been 13 years, it's been 20 years, let's do a sequel. And that goes for anything, even outside of horror, right? I mean, I think a lot of people or a lot of studios see the success of Top Gun Maverick thinking, look at that wide gap since the original film, and now they're doing a sequel, look how successful it was. And they try to capture that same lightning in a bottle, thinking it's going to work for other franchises when it doesn't. And sometimes when they attempt it, it looks very cheap. The special effects look cheap. They don't put a lot of money behind it or into the film. And it looks like it should just be direct to streaming or a direct like to the VHS or DVD bin that you would find at Walmart for $4.99. That, oh, I have $5, let's just buy it. Hey, here's a movie, let's buy it, see if it's any good. Knowing well that you spent $5 on it, odds of it being good aren't going to be all that great. So I'm not dogging this to say this won't be good. I always approach these types of situations cautiously, not to get my expectations too high, even if it's with a franchise I love and films I love, because they typically don't turn out as good as we want them to. Return to Silent Hill hits theaters at the perfect time following the recent launch of the Silent Hill 2 game remake that the movie is based on, which while also celebrating the 20th anniversary of the start of the horror film franchise, said Mark Rupp, CFO, CEO, and co-founder of Iconic Events Releasing. I think that's where the article ends. Yep. So no more. So we have I want to say we have a long ways to go, but we really don't have a long ways to go before this one hits January 23rd, 2026. I bet that date doesn't stick though. With such a short window to get this done, again, unless it's going to be very low budget, it's going to be a very simplistic script and story that they're going to be able to crank out a 90-minute horror film between now and January 23rd. I don't see that sticking. I see this potentially getting pushed back to the summertime of 2026, maybe even fall, because we know how, even at the script level, it works. They'll put a script together, they'll want to make changes, people won't get along, director will get hired, director will quit, we'll have to bring in somebody new, and then they're going to want to have their opinions and their takes on the script taken into account. So I think there's a lot of unknowns here for a small window of time before this film hits in January. Supposedly it will hit in January 2026. So anyways, that's going to do it for this quick horror news update. We're getting another Silent Hill film. It's going to be the third in the franchise. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think. I would also like to know what people think about the large gaps between sequels. Do you think it's not a big deal? Or do you think it's something that could hurt the new film because there's a large gap? Or, third option, they shouldn't be doing it. Move on. The franchise has had its time to do something different, do something new. Because again, I think it works for some. I think, again, I use the example of Top Gun Maverick. I think it was lightning in a bottle, but especially you have someone like Tom Cruise leading the charge on that. So I think, of course, you're going to get a lot of people to go see it versus something like this. Obviously doesn't have the star power of a Tom Cruise headlining it. So anyways, drop a comment. And if you haven't done so already, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, we'll see you at the next one. Later.